Good morning. We're just going to give a minute for folks to clear the waiting room. Good morning. As a reminder, when you are entering from the waiting room, please remain on mute unless or until you are speaking before the board. Just make sure that everyone is currently muted. Great. We'll just give a few more seconds to clear the waiting room.
Recording.
Here we go. Good morning. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Wednesday, May 4th, 2022. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing will be recorded and posted to the city of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman Kathleen Joyce.
Thank you, Danny. My name is Kathleen Joyce. I'm chair of the Boston Licensing Board, and today I am joined by Commissioner Liam Curran.
Thank you. As a reminder, please do mute yourself unless or until you are appearing or testifying before the board. Please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly. I will call each item in the order that it appears on this morning's agenda. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the applicant. You will then make a brief presentation regarding your proposal, followed by questions by the chairwoman and commissioners. Following the questions, there will be testimony beginning with elected officials or their representatives. Please limit your testimony to 2 minutes and please state your name, address, and affiliation, if any. Begin with item number 1 on this morning's agenda, Boston 1927 Lessee Inc. doing business as Boston Park Plaza Hotel and Towers located at 50 Park Plaza. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned for a change of officers directors. Attorney Marcy Costa. Attorney Costa.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioner Curran, Marcy Costa, McDermott, Quilty, and Miller at 28 State Street on behalf of the applicant. We are before you today for a change of officers and directors. The previously approved president and director, John Arabia, is no longer with the company. So the current director, Brian Giglia, is taking over as president, and then Aaron Reyes is coming in and joining as director and CFO. There are no operational changes.
Thank you, Attorney Costa. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Curran, do you?
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 2, Seaport Hotel Limited Partnership doing business as Seaport Hotel located at 1 Seaport Lane. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned for a change of officers directors of its sole general partner, Commonwealth Flats Development Hotel Corp. Secondly, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from James Carmody to Mariana Commando Taylor. Attorney Elizabeth Lashway. Attorney Lashway.
Good morning, Attorney Green, Chairwoman Joyce, and Commissioner Curran. Elizabeth Lashway on behalf of Seaport Hotel LP. This is an application to change the officers and directors of one of the partners of Seaport Hotel and to change the manager of record to Mariana Commando Taylor. By way of background, this is the Seaport Hotel is located at 1 Seaport Lane. They have an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license, and they've been licensed since 1998. Their structure is a limited partnership. There are 2 partners, Commonwealth Flats Development Hotel Corporation and Seaport Investors LLC. And we're here with regard to Commonwealth Flats Development Hotel Corporation. They are the sole general partner of Seaport Hotel and have a 1% ownership interest. As the sole general partner, it is Commonwealth Flats Development Hotel Corporation. That is the entity that makes the important decisions about the hotel. And in particular, it's their board of directors that's the entity that decides who will serve as the manager of record and general manager of the hotel. So we are here to ask that their officers and directors be updated. Their president is, the new president is Suzanne Heidelberger. Treasurer Michael Kearney, Secretary Robin Gottschall, Director Edward Johnson IV, and Director Suzanne Heidelberger. Mr. Johnson was previously approved by the board as a director, so his information is on file with the board. And with regard to the manager of record, we're asking that you approve Mariana Accomando Taylor. She's on the Zoom with us today if you have any questions. Her background is she has a long history in the hospitality industry and in serving alcoholic beverages. She has also a long history of management experience, and particularly at the hotel. She's worked with the Seaport Hotel since 1998. First serving as director of catering and working her way up to VP of sales and marketing. And most recently, she was appointed as the general manager of the hotel. She's tip certified as of February of 2022, and she's familiar with the rules and regulations of both the Boston Licensing Board and the Alcoholic Beverages Control Commission. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Lashway, and thank you for joining us, Ms. Accomando Taylor. We have 4 manager of record questions we ask, and your attorney covered 2 of them, so I'm just going to ask the last 2 of you. Are you a citizen?
Yes,
And are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Curran?
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now calling item number 3, 86 Mass Ave Wild Duck Inc., doing business as Wild Duck, located at 86 Massachusetts Avenue. Holder of a retail package store alcoholic beverages license has petitioned for a change in officer director of the corporation. Secondly, has petitioned for a change of in-stock interest. Attorney John M. Meridian. Attorney Meridian.
Yep. Good morning, Attorney John Meridian, Democus Law Offices, on behalf of the applicant. Today, we're seeking 2 amendments to the license for 86 Mass Ave Wild Duck Inc. The first is a stock transfer. Currently, Lalit Verma is a sole shareholder. He'll be transferring a portion of his stock to Pina Patel. Pina Patel will be the 75% shareholder, and Lalit will be the 25% shareholder. And the last change is we're going to add Pina Patel as a treasurer and director to the corporation.
Thank you, attorney. And before I turn it over to Chairwoman Joyce for questions, just want to announce that we've also been joined by Commissioner Kiana Saxon this morning. Chairwoman Joyce, do you have any questions?
Attorney Meridian, are there any operational changes?
No, I'm sorry, there have been no operational changes, just a change to the ownership, but no change of manager, no change, anything like that.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any further questions. Commissioners, do you?
Thank you.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you. Calling item number 4, Timeout Market Boston LLC, doing business as Timeout Market, located at 401 Park Drive. Holder of a common victular 7-day alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business from a 14-story building, first floor to be licensed, first floor consisting of approximately 23,406 square feet in 5 rooms, including market dining area, bar areas, back of house kitchen, storage rooms, and seating capacity of approximately 492 indoors with 4 entrances and 4 exits, 1 outdoor year-round patio terrace on private property, approximately 4,015 square feet, with seating for approximately 136 patrons. 2, a 14-story building, first floor to be licensed, first floor consisting of approximately 23,406 square feet in 5 rooms, including market dining area, bar areas, back of house kitchen, storage rooms, and seating capacity of approximately 492 indoors with 4 entrances and 4 exits, 1 outdoor year-round patio terrace on private property consisting of approximately 4,015 square feet with outdoor bar area and seating for approximately 136 patrons. Patio has a 1 a.m. closing hour. Attorney Brent McDonald. Attorney McDonald.
Good morning, all. Attorney Brent McDonald, Nutter, McLennan, and Fish, 155 Seaport Boulevard, on behalf of the applicant. Timeout Market operates a food hall at 401 Park Drive. The existing licensed premises includes the indoor area, which contains 2 bars and an outdoor patio on private property. We are here today seeking approval to modify the license to add a bar area outdoors within the previously licensed patio area, and no other changes are being proposed. You may recall that this board authorized a temporary pop-up outdoor bar at its November 18th hearing to be used on Fridays, weekends, and holidays between November 19th and February 27th. This was a successful program, and Timeout Market is now seeking to make it a permanent feature of the market. It's going to be in the same location as it was when it was operated as a temporary pop-up. During the time it was a temporary pop-up, Timeout Market received no complaints or concerns from the community. Prior to this hearing, Timeout Market conducted outreach to Councilor Vox's office and the Fenway Civic Association. In addition, we reached out to the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, and Molly Griffin of that office hosted a community meeting at which nobody participated in the community. I am here to answer any questions, as well as Michael Minicello, who's the manager of record on this license, to answer anything that the board or others may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney McDonald. Chairwoman Joyce, any questions?
Thank you, and I'm glad the temporary space was a success, and it's good to see you back here to make that permanent. I have no questions at this time. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
None, thanks.
None, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Molly Griffin from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Like Attorney McDonald just said, we hosted a butters meeting on April 7th, 2022. No one came, and I've gotten no opposition or any other concerns from any community members since then. At this time, our office would like to defer judgment to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 5, the Kingston Group LLC, doing business as Kingston Street, located at 25 Kingston Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to J Bond LLC at the same location. Shara Preza, manager, 2 a.m. closing hour. Attorney Mark Elogiadis. Attorney Elogiadis.
Good morning, members of the board. Mark Evliadis for J Bond LLC. I'm hoping you can hear me. Today we are looking at a petition to transfer the license that has been at 25 Kingston Street for a number of years successfully. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, they were forced to close. We are transferring the license to J Bond LLC, which is essentially the landlord at this space. Together today with me on this meeting, I have Elizabeth Keeley, who is the attorney of record for the landlord. I have Shirok Reza, who is the proposed manager of record. Shirok has been in the industry for many years, dealing with hospitality, service of liquor. He is familiar with the licensing board and the ABCC rules and regulations. He is a US citizen, and he is a resident of Massachusetts. Currently, the space is not going to change its hours of operation, nor its seating capacity. We are simply looking to transfer the license to J Bond LLC, the landlord. And we are currently also working with a management group. And once the contract is finalized, we will be submitting that for approval by the board.
Thank you. So is the plan in the future to open up another restaurant at that location?
Yes, it is. The plan is to have the place, the restaurant open again. Again, I say that we are working with the management group. We are in the final stages of a management agreement. Once that is signed, I'll file the application with the board and the ABCC for its approval.
Thank you very much. Thank you for covering the manager of record questions. At this time, I have no further questions. Commissioners, do you?
None from me, thanks.
Nothing from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Any other individual?
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in opposition, or there hasn't been any community process or any community outreach on this application. We do ask if the board can defer the vote until after they do complete their community process. But as of now, the councilor is in opposition. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. And just for the record, this is a transfer at the same location, which does not require a statutorily necessary abutters meeting, but thank the councilor for his testimony this morning. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
everyone.
Calling item number 6, Depot Realty LLC, doing business as Regina Pizza at the Depot, located at 353 Cambridge Street. Holder of a common victual or 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Depot Dining Inc., doing business as Depot Dining at the same location. Douglas Bacon, manager, closing hour 2 a.m. And secondly, has petitioned to pledge the license and inventory to Seller Depot Realty LLC. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
I'm present. Douglas Bacon, the applicant and owner.
Thank you, Mr. Bacon. If you could please present your proposal to the board briefly.
So this is a proposal to transfer the liquor license to me and a new operating company. I'm an experienced operator in Boston. I have 8 neighborhood restaurants and pubs, and I'm very excited about this location. I already own 4 locations in Alston, and I'm very familiar with the neighborhood. This is going to be a neighborhood restaurant and bar. We will be serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week and brunch on weekends. The kitchen will be open, serving food at all times when we are open. This is an iconic location. It operated as Sports Depot for many years, and then for 10 years it was Pizzeria Regina. It's in an historically significant building. Former train station designed by Henry Hobson Richardson. And my plan is to restore and highlight some of the beautiful architectural elements in this amazing building. And I will be doing really very little construction, a little bit of new surfaces, finishes, equipment, fixtures, and furniture and light fixtures. And I'm very excited to cater to the people who live in the neighborhood. And as a point of information, due to difficult scheduling, I have not yet met with the Alston Civic Association. I have contacted the elected officials in the mayor's office, and I will be presenting to the ACA on May 18th. I have had communications with them, and I expect to get their full support. But I would request that the licensing board not vote on this application until after I have presented to the Alston Civic Association. And finally, the application was submitted with a DBA of Depot Dining. I have to apologize, that was a placeholder. I'm in the process of finalizing the DBA pages. So the new name, I will come back to apply for the change of DBA very soon, and I look forward to it. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Mr. Bacon. Chairman Joyce, any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Bacon. It's nice to see you before us again. Nice to see this location finally be activated. What is your timeline for opening up here?
I hope to be open in the fall of this year. It's challenging to put a date on it because some of the equipment and furniture we're ordering have very long lead times. And my expectation is we will be open before the end of the year.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't have any questions, commissioners, do you?
I do not, thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office will defer judgment to the board. As you heard from Doug, he's been in communication with the Alston Civic Association. Due to some scheduling conflicts, they haven't had a chance to meet yet, but you should have a letter on file from the ACA that they're expecting the applicant to go before them this coming month. Also, our office did not hold an abutters meeting. This has been a location that's housed a restaurant for decades at this time. And Alston, in this particular part of the neighborhood, is always eager for more restaurants and more job opportunities for young folks. So with that, we defer back to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement and we'll be on the lookout for that change of DBA application soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 7, Glenville Tavern Services, Inc., doing business as the Glenville Stops, located at 87 Glenville Ave in Alston. Holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Alston Rock City LLC, doing business as the Glenville Stops at the same location. James Caruso, manager, 1 a.m. closing hour. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, Michael Ford, the attorney representing the licensee. Also present is James Caruso, proposed manager at the premises. So begin with this. This is basically basic transfer of ownership, transfer of the location. The gentleman, Fred Starkoff and Steve Whalen, who are acquiring this, have acquired several places in Boston, operating them well.
Can I just jump in, Attorney Ford?
What's that?
You're changing the location?
No, it's the same location.
Okay,
Everything,
all right.
everything's the same.
I must have.
They're going to own the restaurant, and they're through a related entity through Fred Starkoff. They're going to also own the real estate. It is absolutely the same traditional American fare restaurant and bar that has been there for a while. It had to close, and what they're going to be doing is reopening it and getting it to service the neighborhood and the like. Occupancy 151, same closing hours of 1. And let me tell you a little bit about Mr. Caruso, the proposed manager. Presently, he's the VP of operations at City Realty Management Property Corp., which manages several restaurants and bars that it has acquired. Mr. Caruso has worked in the oversight in that position, overseeing multiple bars and restaurants. He works with the on-site with training and training of employees and employee acquisition and oversight of operations. He's a Massachusetts resident, a U.S. citizen. He does have the experience in the food and beverage industry. He's familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, as well as those of the ABCC. We reached out to Neighborhood Services, given the nature of the transaction, that it's the same, staying there. We have been informed that a community meeting would not be required. And so with that, we ask for your consideration to allow the transfer.
Thank you. Just a question about the manager of record. You said he, and I see Mr. Caruso's here. Are you the manager of record of any of the other places that you manage under your umbrella?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Is the intention that you would be the manager of record once this place opens, or will you be coming back to us again?
We'll be coming back to you again once fully operational.
Okay, no problem. All right.
We get it up and running, and then we'll be back with the permanent long run manager.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any questions, commissioners, do you?
Nothing from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Calling item number 8, Badonka's LLC, doing business as The Common Ground, located at 83 to 87 Harvard Ave in Alston. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the corporate structure of the licensed business from Badonka's LLC to Badonka's Incorporated. Attorney Laurel Breda. Attorney Breda.
Yes, good morning. My name is Laurel Breda and I represent Badonka's LLC. Good morning, commissioners. Thank you for your time today. we are seeking a transfer, basically a change of corporate entity. The corporation was initially organized under one statute and is now being organized as of 2014 under the corporate umbrella. The change never took place before the board as just an oversight of the owners of Badonka. Subsequent to that time, the Mr. O'Gwyn, who was the manager and sole operator of Badonka LLC and the Inc., passed away suddenly in the spring of 2019. His widower, who was the successor to the corporation, didn't realize that she needed to make that change. And subsequent to that event happening, the COVID hit and the business was temporarily shut down. As you will note that there's an additional item on the agenda today for a transfer of the license. And Attorney Bagan, who is the receiver for Badonka and under court order to sell the property, can give a little bit more information in terms of the transfer of the license. So we're at this point for our agenda item, we're just merely seeking the transfer from one corporate entity to another in order to facilitate the sale of the license pursuant to the order of the Middlesex Superior Court, which Attorney Bagan will now speak to.
Thank you, Attorney Breda. Attorney Bagan, you may proceed.
Yeah, thank you, members of the commission. Sean Began. I am a court-appointed receiver under order of the Middlesex Superior Court over the assets and liabilities of Badonka Inc., one of which is the liquor license, which is currently under agreement to be sold. It's the next agenda item. When we received the actual license, we realized that it was still in the name of the prior entity, thus requiring and setting off this petition that's in front of you now to essentially just change that corporate entity into the Inc. so that we can then proceed with the sale, which has been, the sale has already been authorized by the Middlesex Superior Court to take place, but we need to fulfill this, procedural formality and get the license into the correct entity structure so that it can be sold and put back into active use.
Thank you for that explanation, Attorney Breda and Attorney Began. Chairman Joyce, do you have any questions?
I have no questions at this time.
Thank you. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
None from me, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioners. Thank you, Mr. Green.
Thank you. Calling item number 9, Badonka's LLC, doing business as the Common Ground, located at 83 to 87 Harvard Ave in Alston. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to Boston BMA LLC, doing business as Marcelino's Boutique Bar, located at 2 Northern Avenue. Premise consists of approximately 9,250 total square feet, 5,939 square feet on ground floor with lounge, bar, and dining area seating, kitchen, office, and storage in rear. 3,311 square feet seasonal April to October outdoor patio on private property with center bar, total seating for 180. Hours of operation Sunday to Thursday, 11 a.m. to 1 a.m., Friday to Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. Basil Badawi manager, closing hour 2 a.m. Attorney Kristen Scanlon. Attorney Scanlon.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Kristen Scanlon representing the applicant. Signed on with us this morning are Basil Badawi and Marcelino Abu Ali, who are 2 of the owners of the proposed establishment. Basil is also the proposed manager of record, who is a U.S. citizen and a Massachusetts resident with experience in the restaurant industry. As Mr. Green noted, this is a transfer of an all alcohol license to a premises located at the Moakley Federal Courthouse in Seaport. It was formerly known as the Daily Catch Restaurant. And this is for a boutique bar serving crack cocktails and Mediterranean and Middle Eastern inspired food. Mr. Badawi, who has been a Boston resident for the past 30 years and a Seaport resident for the past decade, has been an individual who has watched firsthand the evolution of the Seaport neighborhood and was thrilled when this location came available, looking forward to bringing a new and unique establishment to Seaport. By way of background, Marcelino's opened its first location in Providence approximately 2 years ago. It's located within the Omni Hotel there, which is a 400-room hotel, and also is located at the base of 30 floors of residential apartments. It offers up an artistic, unique, handcrafted and imported cocktail ingredients in a boho modern setting with a garden boutique feel for their outside programming as well, offering an upscale, first-class, relaxed environment for a place to watch the sunset or gather after work. The bar program is what really defines them as they work towards a goal of hopefully being noted as one of the top cocktail bars in the country. The space itself is approximately 5,900 square feet inside and 3,300 square feet outside, with proposed hours of operation as noted Sunday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. till 2 a.m. Outdoor seating is proposed April through October on private property. Inside seating is for 137, which with 154 person occupancy, and outside is the same as the previous tenant with 180 seats and a 200 person occupancy. The kitchen will stay open either till 11 p.m. or midnight, a little bit to be determined depending on customer demand at this location. As far as public need is concerned, and it goes without saying, but this is reactivating a wonderful waterfront location that's been vacant for a few years with a unique and high-end concept. The reactivation of this space is certainly a benefit to the community, in particular from a public safety perspective for anyone utilizing the Harbor Walk late in the evening, organically offering lights and eyes on what is now a bit of a darker corner of the Harbor Walk at night. Marcelino's will be reactivating this space, obviously with another bar and restaurant use on a scale consistent with previous operations at the site. Their reputation definitely precedes them in Providence. If you read about this location, you'll see it described, and I quote, as serene, upscale, intimate, and elegant. I mention this because I think it's important to note and offers a glimpse of the type of establishment they plan to bring to Seaport, along with the character and fitness of the owners who will run a new business appropriate for this location. It's also a bit of a calmer atmosphere, an option for a day or evening out as a unique alternative from current neighborhood offerings within Seaport. As far as community outreach is concerned, we did meet with the Fort Point Neighborhood Association in October of 2021. And following the initially proposed details presented to them last year, and as plans progressed and evolved for this space and continue to do so, details of the proposed operation slightly shifted given the outdoor closing hours in the immediate surrounding area and the previous closing hour at this location, which was permitted until 1 a.m. with the same outdoor capacity. The application we submitted to the board was for a 1 a.m. closing hour, but upon further correspondence with the FP&A and weighing the FP&A leadership's input, the applicant is amenable to a further adjustment of their outdoor closing hour until midnight, which we submit as reasonable provided the hours of operation of the surrounding establishments and considering the permitted hours of the previous tenant at this site. While of course it's on record with the board, we nonetheless submitted a list this morning by way of example only of the permitted outdoor closing hours without condition of several of Seaport's surrounding establishments, which are mainly 2 a.m. and some at 1 a.m. and some at midnight. As the board is aware, permitted closing hour does not always equate to utilized closing hour or operating hours per se, but really depends on customer demand. Lastly, I would just submit, and arguably the city's largest eat, live, work, play neighborhood, we submit it's appropriate under the circumstances to permit this applicant the same privilege afforded to the majority of other neighborhood businesses, allowing them the freedom to adjust hours accordingly within their permitted time frame and based on customer demand, and also to allow patrons the comfort of enjoying their food and beverages without being rushed out of an establishment. Happy to answer any questions or concerns the board might have regarding this application and its concept or hours of operation.
Thank you, Attorney Scanlon. Just one question for Mr. Badawi. Attorney Scanlon covered the first 3 manager record questions, and for our record, Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you. So Attorney Scanlon, just to be clear, you're amending the closing time on the outdoor patio till midnight.
Yes, and if, yes, we're doing that.
That's your request, okay.
And then the future, if they wanted to amend that further, we would, of course, come back with an application.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any questions, Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Sapp.
Nothing for me. Thank you.
Not at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Molly Griffin from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Like Attorney Scanlon said, the applicants met with the 4 Point Neighborhood Association. We ask that they continue to work with neighbors in the area to work out any issues with them. At this time, our office would like to defer judgment to the board, though. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in opposition due to feedback from the 4 Point Neighborhood Association on the patio closing hour and lack of community process. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Hi, Danny, Tom Reddy from FBNA. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, please go ahead, Mr. Reddy.
Thanks. And Joe and Joyce, members of the board. Tom Reddy from FBNA. I live in 21 Wormwood in the Seaport. FBNA, as Attorney Scanlon referenced, the applicant was in front of FBNA and membership in October 2021, presented their operational plan, including outside seating and the hours of operation. At that time, they represented an 11 p.m. closing for the outside patio. Subsequently, and following correspondence, they came back looking to amend that outside closing to later in the evening. FP&A would like the operator to stick with its original 11 p.m. outside closing hours. We're willing, if in 12 months there aren't any issues, to potentially amend that, but then the neighborhood would like to go on record for 11 p.m. outside closing hours. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reddy. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? I see Sarah McCammond with a raised hand. I'm going to ask you to unmute, Ms. McCammond, and you may testify.
Good afternoon, Sarah McCammond, or I should say good morning. Sarah McCammond, also from FP&A. I just wanted to reiterate that, yes, this is a unique position being adjacent to the Harbor Walk. And you may recall that Real House was in front of you with a 10 p.m. closing. So these properties that are directly adjacent to the Harbor Walk, we fully support this applicant having 11 p.m. at this location, but we're seeing that other locations, that some listed on what the attorney submitted, the actual operating hours to be closer to 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. So we appreciate your consideration and look forward to welcoming the bar that is replacing the restaurant on the Harbor Walk with an 11 p.m. outdoor closing. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 10, Boston Urban Hospitality, Inc., doing business as Boston Chops, located at 1375 Washington Street in Roxbury, holder of a common victular 7-day alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to Parm Copley LLC, doing business as Parm, located at 100 Huntington Avenue, Suite K006A. Premise consists of in one large room on ground floor with dining areas and bar, together with kitchen, storage, and office space, restrooms in rear, seasonal April to October outdoor patio on private property with 56 seats, an 11 p.m. patio closing hour. Angela Cortez, manager, closing hour 2 a.m. And secondly, has petitioned to pledge the license to Copley Place Associates LLC. Attorney Dennis Quilty. Attorney Quilty.
Good morning, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. Dennis Quilty, representing the applicant before you today, Parm Copley LLC. With me this morning is the proposed manager of record, Angela Cortez. We are looking to occupy a the suite described in the Copley Place development. This area has a Huntington Avenue address. It's actually, just to orient the board, it is on the southwest corridor side of the Copley Place buildings, if you will, just around the corner from Neiman Marcus, as that end of the building goes onto the southwest corridor park, if you will. So it's presently vacant space. It's commercial in nature. This applicant, we reached out to Neighborhood Services, who did not require an abutters meeting due to the location in this totally commercial zone. It's actually, from a neighborhood association perspective, excuse me, part of the Neighborhood Association of the Back Bay. We did reach out to them. I know the board has either an email or a letter from NAB that they're not opposing this application. We as well reached out to and spoke to Councillor Flynn, whose district this is in, and he had no objections either. Just a little bit about the use. This is, you may have seen them written up recently in the Globe food section about a month ago for this, for the Parm concept. This is a related entity to the Contessa Restaurant, which just opened in the former Ritz Hotel on Arlington Street, now the Newbury. Contessa occupies the rooftop in a very extremely popular and well thought of establishment. This entity is related. This is an Italian concept, as the name might indicate. Slightly lower end, more casual, but nevertheless open for full service to the public. And we think it'll literally fit a hole, if you will, in the commercial property here at Copley Place. I know Ms. Cortez is with us this morning. She is a U.S. citizen. She is a Mass resident and has experience in food and beverage. I don't believe she was ever approved by this board as a manager, but we're certainly here to answer your questions of her and other questions as you may have them on operations and the like. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Attorney Quilty. Chairwoman Joyce, any questions?
Thank you. Thank you for that explanation, Attorney Quilty. And just one final question for Ms. Cortez. Are you familiar with the rules and regs of this board, the ABCC and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any further questions. Commissioners?
Nothing for me. Thank you.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Molly Griffin from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Like Attorney Quilty mentioned, the applicants did reach out to the Neighborhood Association of Back Bay and received their non-opposition. They also reached out to our office. Typically, when resident restaurants or applicants are located within Copley Place, we don't host abutters meetings, but we did work with them on any outreach they needed, and I've received no concerns from any residents in the neighborhood. At this time, we'd like to defer judgment to the board. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board. Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Yes, Mr. Green. My name is Attorney George Jabor, and I may be out of order, Madam Chairman and members of the board, but I am here to testify in number 11. It looks like these two are related matters. So I would just, without prejudice, voice my objection to the second request, which is number 11. And I'll wait for that presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Jabor. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 11, BUH2 LLC, located at 52 Temple Place, holder of a common victual or 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to Boston Urban Hospitality, Inc., located at 1375 Washington Street. Premise consists of 5,160 square feet in 2 rooms on ground floor, front room for dining and bar with kitchen and back room, main entrance and emergency exits on Washington Street, and including seasonal April to October outdoor patio with 29 seats on city sidewalk area between the hours of 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday and Monday, and 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday. Interior closing hour 1 a.m., Sunday brunch service at 10 a.m. Brian Piccini, manager, closing hour 1 a.m. Attorney Dennis Quilty. Attorney Quilty.
Good morning again, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. Excuse me again, Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the applicant, Boston Urban Hospitality, Inc. With me this morning is Brian Piscini, the manager of record. Mr. Piscini is a presently approved manager of record by this board. As perhaps indicated, this is somewhat related in that this application would move the license in question. The transfer would go from Temple Place to 1375 Washington Street, which is the site of the operation known as Boston Chops. This would allow the entity to maintain that business at that location. If the transfer previous to this is approved, this license would then go into that site on Washington Street, where it would operate with exactly the same manner and style and hours of operation and capacity and management as it does today. We have, in this regard, Mr. Piscini is very well known in the neighborhood, reached out to the local neighborhood associations and was not required to meet with them. We did reach out to neighborhood services and Councilor Flynn, whose district this is in, and received no opposition in that outreach. So again, it's literally to operate the exact same mechanism, if you will, that has undertaken at this place for many years now under Mr. Piscini's management. Again, we stand by to answer any of your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Quilty. Chairwoman Joyce, any questions?
I think Mr. Piscini, you're already a approved manager of record for the board?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't have any questions for him. At this time, I don't have any questions about this transfer.
Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
None from me. Thank you.
Yeah, not at the moment, I guess.
Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Hi, yes. Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. Kim Crucioli from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We had no opposition from the community as the license will remain exactly the same. We would like to defer to the board on this matter. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Yes, Mr. Green, thank you again. Good morning again, Madam Chair, members of the board, George Dubois. I represent the Zeta Investments LLC, the landlord of 52 Temple Place. There is currently a lawsuit which fortuitously almost coincided previously this transfer. A lawsuit is scheduled to be heard, a temporary motion for a preliminary injunction scheduled to be heard May 9th next week to prevent the transfer of the license. I would respectfully request that the board defer any action on this transfer until the Suffolk Superior Court has ruled on the motion. And I emailed all the documentation with the return date by the court for May 9th at 2 o'clock for hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Jabbour. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Okay. Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 12, George Associates, Inc., doing business as McGann's Pub, located at 197 Portland Street, holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to the Catered Affair, Inc., doing business as the Bothan Athenaeum, located at 10.5 Beacon Street. Premise consists of, in the entirety of the building located at 10.5 Beacon Street and 14 Beacon Street, comprised of basement, level B, level 1, level 2, level 2G, level 3, level 3G, level 4, level 4G, level 5, level 5G. On level 1 and 1 room on ground floor, including cafe space, 1,180 square feet, with seating areas, bar, kitchen, and restrooms, together with additional rooms for food and beverage services on the first floor, including gallery, 728 square feet, meeting room, 645 square feet, Leventhal Room, 1,411 square feet, Bow Room, 1,164 square feet, Long Room, 1,966 square feet, Newspaper Room, Lobby and Front Desk, Locker Room and Children's Library. Additional service areas in basement, level B, level 2, level 2G, level 3, level 3G, level 4, level 4G, level 5, and level 5G, as per plans on file. Michael Pruitt, manager, closing hour 1 a.m. Attorney Dennis Quilty. Attorney Quilty?
Morning, Mr. Green. Great job reading that description. We tried to be all inclusive, as you can see. Good morning again, Madam Chair, members of the board. This is a very exciting application to occupy by the catered affair entities. With us this morning, Alex Marconi, who's the principal of that company, as well as Michael Pruitt, who is the proposed manager of record for this location. The board, I think the board was different at the time, but your records would certainly indicate that Mr. Marconi and his company, the Catered Affair, had a very similar application some years ago for the main branch of the Boston Public Library in Copley Square, wherein to enable the library to help its bottom line and allow for weddings and functions, et cetera. The Catered Affair was chosen to apply for, and they were successful in applying for a license at that site approved by this board and the ABCC. And it has been extremely successful for the years that they have been there. In a similar fashion, the Athenaeum, which is an historic institution, of course, was looking to do the very same kind of operation, if you will, again, for its bottom line. This is a very important part of their ability to maintain their operations, to maintain their premises, et cetera, in a way that will be complementary to their members, complementary to the neighborhood and the like. Mr. Marconi's business, having run so well in the Back Bay, I think is a great example of how this operation can live in this historic building in a way that's just totally cooperative with the community. Interestingly, the location is actually on Beacon Hill. So the first call that I made many months ago was to the Beacon Hill Civic Association. I had a long conversation with the Civic Association Licensing Board Chair, who said he'd get back to me, and he did, and said that they take no part in applications on this side of Beacon Street beyond the State House. As a result, we then reached out to the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services and dealt with both Ms. Griffin, who's on today, and the newly appointed Mr. Chan, I think it is, who handles the downtown crossing. We reached out to both of them. Neither of them required a community meeting. We did also reach out to Councilor Flynn in a very interesting turn of events. This little corner of Beacon Hill is actually in Councilor Flynn's district. So had a direct conversation with him in his office, and they were fully supportive as well. So we hope that you will support this application and allow this great historic building to continue to live on for many years in the future. And we certainly have Mr. Pruitt and Mr. Marconi here to answer any questions you might have in this regard. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Attorney Quilty. Is Mr. Pruitt already an approved manager of record by this board for the other location? Or no?
I don't believe he is.
Okay, I'm just trying to find him on my screen.
Just
if you just, oh, there you
he's
are.
there.
Okay,
He's there.
I see you.
Say something,
All right.
Michael. There he is.
I'm here.
Thank you. I'm going to ask you the manager of record questions.
Sure.
Are you a citizen?
Yes.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes, I do.
Are you familiar with the rules and regs of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes.
Okay. And just a couple of questions, or one question about this concept. This is still members only, right? The library, the Athenaeum. So
Yeah.
is it going to be open to the public to
Yes,
go
it'll
into
be
the
open.
Athenaeum?
Correct. Part of the concept is to have a cafe section. Alex, perhaps you could explain this, but
Sure. So,
cafe would be open to the public at all times.
Yeah, with the expansion of the Athenaeum from 10.5 into 14 Beacon Street, that is allowing the Athenaeum to add a street level cafe operation that will be operating at this point Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay,
And that would be open to the public without regard to
Yes.
membership in the Athenaeum itself. So the Athenaeum portion more likely to be used for functions and the like.
okay.
Exactly. And then the other would be open to the general public at all times.
What's in 14 Beacon now? I used to work at 16 Beacon. I don't remember what's at 14.
Now, it's a shell. Madam Chair, it's been sort of demoed and
Okay.
is being sort of prepared for additional offices for the Athenaeum as well as additional visitor space, member space within the Athenaeum.
Okay. All right, I don't have any further questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
None for me, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Molly Griffin from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Like Attorney Quilty mentioned, we reached out to the Beacon Hill Civic Association, who really, they don't cover this part of Beacon Hill. They didn't say anything on it. I've also had no opposition or any correspondence really with any residents who had concerns regarding this application. At this time, our office would like to defer judgment to the board. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 13, Hojazy Inc., doing business as Linden Supret, located at 101 Brighton Ave, has applied for a retail package store, wines and malt beverages license to be exercised on the above. Premise is a one-floor convenience store, main store 1,000 square feet, storage and restroom, 1 entrance and 2 exits. Manager Fida Hojazy, closing time 11 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant? Great. Hang on, I'm going to ask you to unmute. Great.
You hear me now?
We can hear you now. Please go ahead and present your proposal to the board. Thank you.
Okay, you gotta forgive me with that. Well, anyway, I came with a friend who lives down the street from me. Her name is Linda Cush. She's a great Alstonian. We've been neighbors for so long. I've been in that place for 40 years myself. So I just wanna talk about the technical and the need for my license in my neighborhood. After 40 years, I went through a lot at that corner. I love it. I'm proud to be part of that corner for the past 40. Right now, I'm on disability. And my wife, she got 3 kids. She's trying to send them through college. And I'm trying to save the place one more time. In 1988, we had a crash. I was there. In 2008, we had a crash. I filed for bankruptcy and I came back. So 40 years I put in that corner, which is I love. I love every part of Boston, but to me, it's not coming back. I applied here. I could show you. Anyway.
Hang on, I think you've unmuted yourself. I've just asked you to unmute again. Oh. Are you still with us, Mr. Hojazy?
Oh, let me explain something here. This letter is from the Department of Treasury, John Rizzo. It's about the competition. You never open it to anybody. 40 years I've been in that corner. I'm disabled, man. Where's our share for the disabled people? Okay, I'm trying to go back to work, sir. And I'm trying to save my property, okay, where I said, besides, look at the place, look. You see it? You see the carriages in front of it? A lot of history in that place. I've lived the stories. I have people, I had Vietnam veterans sat in front of my store and smoked joints with them. I saw the police come. I lived every part of Boston. The good time and the bad time. And this time, we're not seeing the good time anymore. I'm tired. My wife wanna tap into our house. She's borrowing to get that license to be a game changer. but I don't want her. I almost filed for bankruptcy this time, but I'm gonna let her have one more push just to send these 3 kids. You see her? This one is 8 years old, sir. I love her. I'm staying with her like right now, babysitting her, because I am going to, they found out that I have, what do you call it? Colon. It's full of water. I was in the hospital for 5 days. I had 3 stents put in. I'm on 3 behavioral medication. I take 9 medication in general. So this girl's gotta make the trip alone with the 3 kids. This kid already in Bentley, this kid Amherst, and this girl 2nd grade. I wanna make sure, I wanna make sure they finish their education and do the proper thing and protect the roof over their house. That's all I'm asking for. And business is not coming back. Stop lying to people.
Thank you.
Something wrong happened in Boston. I hope our mayor, Wu, you know, I don't see it. I don't see it. It's not the same. What happened to the Irish kids when they come every summer? They work here and leave. What happened? What happened to happy Boston? It's
Mr.
not
Jay-Z,
there.
thank you. Is FIDA with us? I believe the chairman might have some questions for the proposed manager of record.
Yes. FIDA, are you there? FIDA?
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
If you allow, please, if you allow Miss Linda Cush, let her speak. She's very reputable part of Alston. Then you have Connor there. Connor knows.
Hujazi, we will let Linda speak, but I was just going to ask a couple of questions first, if you don't
Go
mind.
ahead. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. It's really good to see you before us today. I know this application has been a long time coming. I know you've been working on your application for over a year.
You know what I have here? Miss Cat, what should I call you? Kathy or?
Kathleen is fine.
Kathleen, yes. Look, you see these here? It's 1,000 signature I collected in 1990.
I'm just going to try to get on. I'm just going to try to get through my questions and then we can go back a little bit.
Okay.
So FIDA, you're going to be the manager of record. Should this be approved?
FIDA.
I need you to get off mute. Yeah.
Hang on, I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Sorry, I'm not very good with, yeah.
Thank you for being here with us today. So the board asks everyone who comes before us, as a manager of record, we ask the same 4 questions of people. So I'm going to ask the 4 questions of FIDA. Are you a citizen?
Yes.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes.
And are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes.
Okay, great. We will get to Ms. Cush in a minute, but I just want to ask a couple more questions. You said you have been operating the Linden Superette for 40 years, correct? And you're on mute. One question is, how much space inside this location do you plan on using for the sale of beer and wine, roughly?
Wait,
And you're on
Mr.
mute
Jay-Z,
still.
he's trying to answer, but he's on mute.
Yeah, I just renewed the lease. I've been getting the lease for all that time, and they're nice. All my landlords are nice to me. I'm up to date with them. But lately, we've been working just for the rent and the power company, and my wife took all our saving the last 2 years. We spent our saving because the money I got wasn't enough.
Gotcha.
Just to
Okay, but
cover
back
bills.
to
And just to show you, this is my degree from Boston University, 1987. When I started working there, it was 1984. And this is my GPA 4.0, man. And my
Mr. Fujazi, we're trying to get a good
No, I wanna help my kids finish their education. That's all I'm asking for.
Okay,
You know
maybe
what I'm
this is a
saying?
question for Fida, I'm not sure, because it looks like she's in the store. How much of your current space inventory or how much of your current space, shelf space, or however you want to describe it, will be used for the sale of beer and wine? Are you taking a whole shelf? Can you describe that for us?
Walk-in cooler also.
A walk-in cooler?
Yeah, we have a big like room, a walk-in cooler. We're gonna put everything's there and the shelves.
Okay, and do you agree to sell no singles?
That's
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you have to sell single.
Excuse me?
Yes.
No singles will be sold.
My husband, I don't know more. He can
That-
answer.
Why? What's the difference? We never had a license before. That's the thing. We're applying because my government said there is a need to open monopoly a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get a new license.
Okay, we're gonna
After
move
40
on to the
years.
members of the public and we'll get back to, maybe we'll have more clarity after we hear some more testimony.
Okay, allow Miss Linda Cush to speak.
We will.
Please.
Danny,
Okay.
back to you.
Yes, thank you. We're
Okay.
going to start. Yes, thank you. We will give Ms. Cush and members of the public an opportunity to testify in a moment. But first, I'm going to ask if there are any individuals who would like to testify, beginning with elected officials or their representatives.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer judgment to the board. Some background information on the community process. ONS hosted a butters meeting on April 9th, 2021. There were a number of residents that were on to speak in support of this proposal. The applicant also went on to the Alston Civic Association and presented as well to them. No concerns were raised by the community. Many residents were happy that they're taking this step and are hopeful that the family is able to keep the business operating in Alston. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify? I do see a raised hand from Linda Cush. So Ms. Cush, I'm going to ask you to unmute and you may proceed.
Hi, my name's Linda Cush. I have lived in Alston at 57 Brighton Ave, apartment 9, for 23 years. And during that time, John Hujazi has been a good friend as well as a reliable business that I've patronized for many years. And Fita joined the family and the business maybe 3 or 4 years after. I don't remember exactly when they were married, but John was already a well-established member of the community when I moved in 1999. So what I would like to say is what the speaker previously to me already did iterate. Linden Superette is a really important part of the community. I'll give you a very brief example. When 9/11 occurred, many people gathered at Linden Superette to commiserate and to support John. And I'm getting a little teary because my late husband was one of them. But we, over the years, the store has had to adapt to different business circumstances. And this is just their latest attempt to keep Linden Superette a viable business. And I would love to see Fita and John still in the neighborhood for many years to come. So I don't know if you have any specific questions for me other than to iterate that they're really great members of the community and I want to support them. One more thing, I would love to be able to rush out and get a 4-pack of beer when I have a guest over only a block away.
Thank you, Ms. Cush, for your testimony. And I realize I forgot to ask Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran if they have any questions for the applicant. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, any questions at this time?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. And turn it back open to members of the public. Is there anybody else who would like to testify on this matter? Great. The board will take this under advisement. Thank you. Calling item number 14, Sire Fruit Inc. doing business as Going Bananas Market located at 64 Salem Street. has applied for a retail package store wines and malt beverages license to be exercised on the above. Premise consists of a grocery store consisting of 1,600 square feet of space on the first floor and 1,000 square feet of basement space located at 64 Salem Street, Unit C1. Manager Frank Sire, closing time 9 p.m. Attorney James Costello. Attorney Costello.
Good morning, Attorney Green. Good morning, Madam Chair. Excuse me. Good morning, board members. As you can see, the applicant and owner Frank Shire is on board for any questions that you have for him. Essentially, I'll make this a simple proposal in light of the last proposal. I had no way we can be as colorful as that last individual, but it's a grocery store that we're looking to just get beer and wine. It's an exceptionally clean store that's been in the neighborhood for 35 years. Mr. Shire has been there. He originally started off as a fruit store, but due to the evolving nature of the neighborhood and to address all the needs of the neighborhood individuals, it grew into a grocery store. I can tell you this much, he's never had any violations there. Frank is a neighborhood guy. He's very respected in the neighborhood. He started the business when he was 19 years old, very entrepreneurial. The neighbors well respect him, and as far as all the customers, he knows each and every individual on a first name basis. He tells me that he's such a good neighbor that when elderly women come in for groceries, he also has some of his employees carry the groceries home for him. As far as the need is concerned, each and every one of his customers over the last few years have been asking him, why doesn't he have beer and wine so that it could be a one-stop shop? It's a grocery shop and they'd like to get their beer and wine there. As far as Frank himself, he's 54 years old. He's been a resident of the Commonwealth for his entire life. He's a citizen. He's familiar with the rules and regulations of the Boston Licensing Board. And the community process has been a thorough one. We met with the neighborhood, North End Waterfront Residents Association. They have a letter of support on record. We also met with the North End Waterfront Neighborhood Council. They also have a letter of support on record. Yesterday, I dropped off to Ms. Farrell over 300 letters. You should have a letter from State Representative Aaron Merkowitz. He's in total support of this. Mr. Merkowitz is one of the most powerful state representatives in the Commonwealth. It's also my understanding the outgoing city councilor and current state senator, Lydia Edwards, has also shown some support for this. And as far as I'm concerned, when you have that much public support, that demonstrates the need. Not only do the customers come in and request the beer, but we have all the support from each and one of the neighborhood groups and the local politicians. Frank's here for any questions. He's basically, a lot of the neighbors that I spoke with said he's a generally nice guy and they're all in favor of his proposal. If you have any questions, Frank's willing to answer any of them.
Thank you, Attorney Costello. Chairwoman Joyce, do you have any questions?
Oh, there's Frank. Okay, thank you. Same questions as I asked the previous applicant. How much of your current space are you going to be converting to the sale of beer and wine?
Good morning. Yes, so we have about 1,600 square feet total in the store. We're going to dedicate like a 6-foot sectional for wine, so 6 feet going, wide, and then height level, whatever that is, 6 feet. So 6 feet by 6 feet for the wine, and then we have a 5-door cooler which we're going to dedicate for the beer. And that's about it. We just want to have basic items just so that people come in, and just, one-stop shop like the attorney said.
Okay. Do you plan on selling singles?
No, I do not.
Madam Chair, I just received a text from one of the supporters in the North End, and they indicated to me, and I thought I already mentioned that we have over 300 letters of support that we dropped off to the licensing board that will be, and I told him that will be made a part of the record.
Thank you. Yep. I don't have any questions for the applicant or for the attorney. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you?
None from me, thank you.
Not at this time, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. This is Sierra D'Amico from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. I'm just here to announce that they did receive a letter of support from NURA and NUNIC. And at this time, our office would like to defer to the board's judgment. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you. Calling item number 15, Homestead Bakery and Cafe LLC located at 1448 Dorchester Ave in Dorchester has applied for a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above. Homestead Bakery and Cafe LLC is located on the ground floor of approximately 1,000 square feet. There is a handicap accessible bathroom, open kitchen, and a dining area with 31 seats. There was additional storage space in the basement not accessible to the patrons. Manager Annie Lee, closing time 10 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant? Oh, great, I see. Let me just ask you to unmute, and then you can please present your proposal to the board.
Hi, yes, on behalf of the Homestead, we're reapplying for our license. Prior to COVID, we had a license, but during COVID, we didn't renew just because we were trying to save expenses and we just didn't know how things were going to be. But we're trying to get everything back and running to be fully operational again. And one of that steps is to apply for the license again. And so it would really help us bring in more of the evening events, more customers to the evening times, because in Dorchester, a lot of people go out of Dorchester to go out in the evening times. And so we're trying to get people to come in and visit the area. This is also just helping drive in revenue as well. And also the nighttime events, it's hard for us to compete with events when people are booking spaces when they are looking for places that serve alcohol as well. And so we are reapplying there. The Civic Association of Fields Corner has been in support of it. I am a Massachusetts, I am also a Massachusetts resident. I'm familiar with the laws. I forget what else the questions were. I'm sorry.
I'll help you. Are you a citizen?
Yes.
And do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Do you have any more, or do you want me to jump in with a couple questions?
No, we can jump in.
Okay. So this board looks to public need as the one of the factors in determining whether or not this location is appropriate for this type of license. And you just described for us evening events that you're going to put on in this area. Can you briefly describe the types of events that you are looking to sell and serve alcohol at?
Yep. Prior to this, we had open mic storytelling, small like events for the community and local artists, paint night, the succulents planting, like plant night type events, smaller gatherings, or our venue only holds 30 people. So smaller type neighborhood gathering.
Okay. Thank you. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Sachs?
None for me, thanks.
Not at this time, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Kevin Tran from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We held an abutters meeting on July 26, 2021. We received no concern from the community. And as Annie mentioned, Fields Corner Civic Association is in support for this matter. At this point, our office would like to defer this to the board. Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Julie Ryan from Councilor Frank Baker's office. We would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chair, members of the
go ahead.
Sorry, Madam Chair, members of the board, District 4 City Council, representative from District 4 City Council, Brian Laurel's office. We would like to go on record of support for this project.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Great, seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
And calling item number 16, DLW Dine Boston LLC, doing business as Dine Boston Bar and Grill located at Logan Airport Terminal E in East Boston, has applied for an airport common victular 7-day alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above. A 3,405 square foot full service bar and restaurant seating for 95 on the 3rd level at the west end pre-security of Terminal E. Manager Antonio Alicia, closing time 2 a.m. Attorney Albert DiNapoli. Attorney DiNapoli.
Good morning, Madam Chairwoman and fellow board members. My name is Al DiNapoli. I'm representing DLW Dine Boston. DLW Dine Boston has operated this restaurant since 2002 at the same location, which is pre-security in the airport. During COVID, because of international travel, it had made a decision not to renew its license during that time period. It has renewed the common victual license that had been approved and the entertainment license at this spot, and is now seeking to add the full liquor license that it had previously to COVID. Antonio Alicia is the proposed manager of record. DLW Dine Boston works under the umbrella of Taste on the Fly entities. There are 6 other Taste on the Fly entities at Logan Airport that have liquor licenses. Antonio Alicia has been approved as the manager of record at all of those by both your board and the entertainment board. Antonio is both a U.S. citizen, a Mass resident. He's been in the industry for a number of years with Taste on the Fly and these entities, 2 different positions. He is also familiar with the rules and regulations of this city as well as the state. He is, I see, on the Zoom call if you have any questions particularly for him.
Just going to ask him to turn his camera on for a minute. Thank you. Thank you for covering the manager of record questions. I don't have any other questions at this time, commissioners, do you?
Thank you.
I do not. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Those are all of the items before the board this morning. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.